Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to a free Spanish class for the Spanish Plus free course for beginners. My name is Paulino Brenner. I'm a Spanish teacher, and this is a practice session for a short free course just to cover some of the basics, the first steps in Spanish. And I have Anastasia here with me. Hola, Anastasia.
Hola,
How
¿cómo
are you
está?
doing? Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Estoy bien, gracias.
Okay, muy bien. So Anastasia, we're gonna start right away with some introductions. But for everyone watching, if you go to the event page on Google Plus, you'll find the link to join the class and interact with me. Don't be afraid. It's okay. I'll help you all along. If you have any questions and you're watching this on Google Plus or YouTube, feel free to post a comment with your questions as we go along. The link to the free course is on the event page, and you can see there are a few videos to get you started with some of the basics. So, Anastasia, how about if we start with some introductions?
Okay.
Okay? So,
Vale, vale.
yeah. So, for example, I can say, Hola, me llamo Paulino. Soy de Argentina, vivo en Minneapolis. Estoy excelente. So
Ujú.
basically, I'm saying hello. My name is Paulino. Soy de Argentina. We use soy de to say where we are from. Could be the country, could be the state. And vivo en, that's where we live right now. So vivo en Minneapolis, where my home is. Y estoy excelente, how I'm feeling today. How about you, Anastasia?
Sí. Hola, me llamo Anastasia, soy de Kazajistán, vivo en Kazajstán. Estoy bien.
Muy bien. So usually when someone asks us how we're doing, what could be one way to ask a person, how are you doing, Anastasia?
Ah, ¿Cómo estás? ¿O
¿Cómo
qué tal?
estás? Ajá, muy bien. ¿Cómo estás? So I'm going to ask Anastasia, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien. ¿Y tú?
Excelente, gracias. So that as an example of how we can return the favor, we could ask, if someone asks us, ¿Cómo estás? We can say, Estoy bien, ¿y tú? So, and you. So we don't have to ask the whole question again. Or we can say, Estoy excelente, gracias, and thank them for asking how we're feeling. Now, Anastasia, if I say, gracias, what do you say?
De nada.
De nada. Excelente. So we have gracias. Let me write that for you.
Ujú.
I'm playing today with a new toy on Google Plus, which is the drawing tool. So we have gracias. When
Ujú.
someone says gracias, thank you, the person will respond de nada.
De nada.
Sí,
I have
gracias
un,
de nada.
una pregunta, por
Sí,
favor.
una pregunta, a question.
Uh-huh. When you pronounce the word de nada, you use you pronounce D as a English TH sound, like because you stick your tongue out your mouth and say de nada.
Right, de nada. Yes,
De nada.
the D in Spanish is softer. De nada. It's like the sound we make in English with the th combination when we say this, that, those.
Mhm.
So that it's very closer. It's not quite the same, but it's very close. So we say de nada and not a strong D like in English, de nada. No, de nada. Softer.
De nada. Mhm.
Gracias de nada. Now, some people might have studied in Spain, and there, the word gracias, they still use the word gracias, but they pronounce it differently. Anastasia, do you know by any chance how they pronounce it in Spain?
Uh, like gracias. S. It's similar to TH sound in English. So they also stick out their tongue and say gracias.
Yes, the C in
Sí.
gracias, yeah, the C in gracias, or the set, in other words, it's pronounced similar to the TH sound in English when we say think, thought.
Uh-huh.
So in Spain, someone would say gracias, gracias, okay? But in Latin America, C for the letters I and the letter S are oh, someone's trying to join. So let's see if they can join. The letter C and the letter with the letter I and the letter
Uh-huh.
E of the vowels E is pronounced se si se si.
Uh-huh.
So when we have C plus E, se, and C plus I, si, se si. So let me see if I can bring Oswaldo here. He's trying to join. So by the way, I remind you that if you want to leave a comment, if you don't want to join today but want to leave a comment, please go ahead and I'll do my best to answer all those comments later. Let's see, Oswaldo. I'm trying to bring Oswaldo in here. Okay, so while we do that, I'm going to give you some homework, Anastasia. And we're going to start with the alphabet. Okay? So let's see how we're doing with naming the letters of the alphabet, Anastasia. So why don't you go ahead and tell us the letters of the alphabet.
Okay. A, B, C, Ch.
Oh, where is Che?
Ah,
Where is Che?
no, C.
Uh-huh. Yes, in the alphabet there used to be a Che. I'm going to show you in a second, but we don't have that anymore. Some people still mention it, but it's not written there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M,
M,
N, N, O, P,
Q,
Q, next one, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Okay. So we have the letter U, and then we have the letter V as in Victor. And we can call that B, or some people also call it V. Okay. And it depends how we name that letter, it will be how we name the following, W. So if we say V for V as in Victor, then the next one will be W. If we say V for V as in Victor, then the next one will be W. Okay? So, great. So let's have a look at some words that goes with these letters, that start with these letters, so we can check the pronunciation on different words.
Okay. Just read.
Yes, please.
Okay. A, el árbol. B, la bota. C, el conejo. D, el dedo.
Good job.
E, el elefante. F, la flor. G, el gato. H, el helado.
Okay, so I want to stop for a second there for a couple of things. One, in Spanish, we want to hear all the vowels in a word. So, and they all have this always the same sound. So they are
A, O, U, E, I.
okay. It depends how how to say it. So if we put them
Okay.
in this order, we can say a, e, I, o,
O,
u.
U. Mhm.
So we always want to hear those sounds. So for example, in the word murciélago, which is bat, murciélago is one of the Spanish words that has all the vowels there. It has u, I, e, a, o in that order. Murciélago. We want to hear all the vowel sounds. So if we separate them from the word, we want to hear u, I, e, a, o. Murciélago. Can you try that, Anastasia?
Okay, sí. Murciélago.
Murciélago. So that U there will never be or you, always be U. There is a very few exceptions that I'll show you in a second. Very few exceptions. Otherwise, we always want to hear that U, I, E, A, O. Now, you said the word helado correctly, even though we have that H at the beginning, that most English speakers or people who studied English will try to say helado. But the H in Spanish is completely mute. We never pronounce it. We never pronounce. So it's correctly helado. Helado. Okay? Good. Great. Let's go back to the words. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Y la isla. G, la jirafa. K, el kilo. L, la luna.
Okay. So the letter is K.
K, yeah.
K. K el kilo. No que, but K el kilo.
K, el kilo.
Okay. Okay. Now for let's see, I see a few people having trouble joining. So this is what I like to tell you. I did invite people who are trying to get in. For some reason, they're not able. So what I would advise you is the following. You can, one, check your notifications. That will be on the top right, the little bell. Check the notifications to see if you have the invitation there. If you don't, on Google Plus, go to Paulino Brenner, and you should find the join button there. Otherwise, we might have in a bug, but I invited everyone who's saying, I want to join, Osvaldo, Fabian. So we'll keep trying. That's all I can do for now. Good. So we were on K, el kilo. Here we are. K, el kilo.
Sí. Una pregunta, por
Sí.
favor. Okay, like in Spanish, double L. Like for example, amarillo. How do you pronounce like E or J? Because sometimes I hear like amarillo or amarillo.
Yeah,
Or for example, lopillo, something like that.
amarillo, or when we say yo me llamo, okay? Yo me llamo. Okay. Amarillo, yo me llamo. In most Spanish-speaking countries, you will hear both the double L and the Y like an E sound. Yeah, yeah. So amarillo, yo me llamo. Now, I used to saying it that way because I teach people from all over the world, and I try to, I wouldn't call it a standard Spanish, but a mixture of Spanish in an accent that most people are used to. So in most Latin America and Spain, you'll hear amarillo, yo me llamo. Now, I'm from Argentina, and if I use my original pronunciation and that we hear in Uruguay mainly and Argentina, the double L and the Y is pronounced similar to the SH sound that we make in English when we say show, shopping. So in Argentina or Uruguay, you would hear amarillo, yo me llamo. So that is mainly in Argentina and Uruguay. There are some other countries might have a little of a variant. You might hear more like amarillo, yo me llamo. It depends. In some Latin American countries, it might vary. Also within a country, there are different variations. But the most common sound that you hear is the y sound, amarillo, yo me llamo. But if you go to Argentina, you can impress everyone by saying amarillo, yo me llamo. Let's try it, Anastasia.
Okay, amarillo, yo me llamo.
Yo me llamo.
Yo me llamo.
There we are. Yes, everybody will be impressed.
What about in Spain? How do they also pronounce E?
No, there is amarillo y yo me llamo.
Yo me llamo, sí.
Yes. Okay.
Gracias.
So let's go back to our words here. So la luna.
La luna.
Okay, 1 second. Here we are.
M, la mano. N, la nube.
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 Nube. Ñ, el nandiu.
So we have that letter that exists in Spanish. We call it ñ.
Ñ.
El ñandú.
El nandu. No, for me it's hard to pronounce this word. Nandu.
Ñandú. So one way we can trick ourselves to pronounce it is if we think of saying the letters N and then the Y and the A. So that's not the correct spelling, but it helps some people to think of ñandú. Ñandú. Yeah. In reality, that ñ is very nasal. It's very up here. Ñandú. If I'll try to make a clear distinction between N and ñ. So with N would be ñandú, like I written there on the screen, ñandú. Now with ñ, with the correct spelling, ñandú, with the correct spelling is ñandú, ñandú. But to get used to it, if you think of ni and do, it will sound very similar. Let me say hello to
Ladgin. His name is Ladgin. I don't know. It's a
Ladgin.
Ladgin.
Hello. Hola. Please.
Okay.
Please unmute your mic. Ladgin.
Okay. Maybe I'll explain to him.
Okay, please do.
Okay, in Russian, because I guess he's Russian.
Okay.
Ладгин, у вас вверху красная кнопочка, где микрофон. Вы должны красную кнопку, вот где красно, нажать это, чтобы вас слышали, потому что вас сейчас не слышно. Вы замьютили свой микрофон. Вам понятно? Вас не слышно. Вверху, видите микрофон? Нажмите туда, там красный, чтобы красное не было. Это значит, вы можете говорить. Я вас не слышу. Okay, I don't know. I explained to him.
Okay. I believe he's trying to unmute his mic.
Yeah, he's trying.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, logged in. Okay. Your mic is not working. I'm sorry. Okay, keep trying, logged in. We have faith in you.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
yeah.
Hello?
Say something.
Hello.
Hello. How are
Hola.
you? Hola. How are you? Hola.
Hola, soy Misha.
Misha.
Me llamo Misha.
Oh,
Me llamo Misha.
Okay.
it was his surname.
Miguel.
It was-
Miguel. Hola, Miguel. Okay. So, Miguel, your speakers are very loud. So you need to bring the speakers loud or have earphones. There we are. Okay. While he's looking at that, we have a lot of sound there. Let's continue with our letters.
Okay. Uh, P. El pato. Q. Q. El queso. R. El ratón. S. El sapo.
Let's say El Sapo. Okay, good. So, Miguel, are you back?
Sí.
Sí, ok. Miguel, por favor, preséntate. Di, hola, me llamo, soy de, let's put there, vivo en. So you're going to say your name, where you're from, where you live, and how you're doing today.
I have any problem that
Okay, Miguel, could you please introduce yourself? Here you can see, hola, me llamo, soy de, vivo en, estoy.
Hola, me. Mhm. Hola, me llamo Misha. Soy ruso desde Perm.
Vivo en
Vivo en Perm, ruso.
Rusia, Rusia.
Rusia.
Sí.
Sí,
¿Y
Rusia.
cómo estás, Miguel? ¿Estás
Как?
bien, más o menos, excelente?
Bien.
Bien, bien, ok, muy bien. Ok, excelente. Okay, so let's have a look at things. How do we say I like, you like things in Spanish? Anastasia, if I want to say I like something, what do I use?
Me gusta.
Me gusta.
Gusto. Me
Mhm.
gusta.
Me gusta. Mhm.
Sí.
That doesn't change if you're a boy or a girl. It's always me gusta. And we say me gusta when it's one object or person. So, for example, I can say me gusta.
Plátano.
Okay. For example, I can say me gusta. Give me an example, Anastasia. Me gusta.
Me gusta la leche.
Okay, me gusta la leche. I like milk. Sí, me gusta la leche. Okay. but okay. But if I have more than one object, in this case, leche is uncountable. I cannot count leche, so me gusta la leche. But I could say, me gustan las manzanas. Me gustan las manzanas. I like the apples, plural. So if it is one object, it's me gusta, and if it is more than one, me gustan. See, Miguel? There we are. Miguel, unmute yourself again. There we are. ¿Sí?
Sí.
La pregunta. ¿Cuál es la pregunta? We could ask, ¿qué te gusta?
Me gusta la leche.
A Miguel le gusta la leche. Muy bien. ¿Qué te
Sí.
gusta? Or if we want to ask something in particular, we could say, ¿te gusta correr? Do you like to run, for example? If you want to ask for something in particular. ¿Te gusta correr? Okay, so I'm going to show you some fruits now. And let's see if you have been watching videos and remember the name of these fruits. Okay, so I want you to ask ¿te gusta? And the name of the fruit.
Okay.
Anastasia?
Okay. ¿Te gusta manzana?
Miguel, ¿te gusta manzana?
Sí, me gusta manzana.
Okay. Now, Miguel, it's your turn to ask.
No sabe.
Yes.
No sé.
No sé.
¿Cómo se llama?
That's a great way to give an example. How do we ask when we don't know something? Well, first we can say no sé. When we don't know, that's a good way to say no sé.
It means I don't know.
I don't know.
No
But we can ask, how do we say something in Spanish? ¿Cómo se dice plin 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 en español? ¿Cómo se dice bla 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 en español? And we have here Edgar. Hola Edgar. Please unmute yourself.
Hola,
¿Cómo estás?
bien,
¿De dónde eres, Edgar?
de Panamá.
Panamá. Bienvenido, Edgar, de Panamá. Muy bien. Entonces, Miguel, if you don't know what the name of this fruit is, you can ask, ¿cómo se dice banana en español? So, Miguel, it's your turn.
¿Yo?
Yep. Your turn. You're up. Miguel, are you there? Okay. So, Miguel, we are asking, ¿te gusta? And the name of the fruit. If you don't know how to say the name of the fruit, you can say, ¿cómo se dice banana en español, for example, and I'll help you with the name of the fruit. Okay?
¿Cómo se dice banana en español?
Plátano.
¿Plátano?
Plátano. Yep, plátano. Although in Argentina, we do say banana. Banana. So, Miguel, now you can ask Edgar. You can ask him, ¿te gusta plátano?
Sí, me gusta el plátano.
Okay. Now, Edgar, Miguel is going to ask you. Miguel, ask Edgar, ¿te gusta plátano?
Edgar, ¿te gusta plátano?
Sí, me gusta el plátano.
Muy bien, gracias Edgar. Edgar, ¿puedes preguntarle a Anastasia?
Anastasia, ¿te gusta la fresa?
Sí, me gusta la fresa.
Yeah. Now, since Anastasia was already asking me about differences between Latin America and Spain, I have to tell you that in Argentina, we do not say fresa. Does anybody know what we say in Argentina instead of fresa?
Frutella.
Frutilla.
Frutilla.
Let me show you. Frutilla. Frutilla. And because it's Argentina, double L is pronounced sh, we pronounce it frutilla. In other places, we'll say frutilla. That's what we call fresa in Argentina. Okay, one more second. I'm trying to get Oswaldo here. He's having trouble getting in. Okay, Anastasia, your
Sí.
turn to. So Oswaldo, if you're watching, I already invited you. Try it again. Anastasia, it's your turn to ask Miguel.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Miguel, ¿te gusta naranjado?
Sí.
Sí. Okay.
Gusta.
Now, Anastasia, anaranjado.
Oh,
Anaranjado will be the name of the color orange.
okay.
So when we say anaranjado,
I say
would be
naranjado.
that would be the fruit is called naranja.
Naranja. Sorry.
Okay.
Naranja.
It's okay. Naranja. In some countries, we also use the word naranja for the color. So I, for example, don't say anaranjado. I say naranja, both for the color and the fruit. In some
Oh,
places, they say anaranjado for the color, naranja for the fruit.
Sí. Miguel, ¿te gusta naranja?
Sí, me gusta naranja.
Okay, muy bien. Miguel, pregúntale a Edgar.
Edgar, ¿le gusta manzana?
Ah, no son manzanas.
Naranja.
No son naranjas. Look at the picture, please.
Ajá. No. ¿Cómo decir en español? Gracias.
¿Cómo? Sí, muy bien. ¿Cómo se dice grapes en español?
Grapes.
You asked me, ¿cómo se dice grapes en español?
¿Cómo se dice grapes en español?
Se dice uvas. Uvas. Las uvas. Las uvas. So because this is going to be plural, more than one, we're going to ask, ¿te gustan las uvas? The question is going to be, ¿te gustan las uvas?
¿Te gustan las uvas?
Edgar, ¿te gustan las uvas?
Sí, me gustan las uvas.
Muy bien. Edgar, ¿puedes preguntarle a Anastasia?
Una pregunta, por favor.
Sí, Anastasia.
When we ask las uvas, can we say just unas uvas or just unas? ¿Te gusta unas? Because like las uvas, it's just specific grapes. Like in general, when you ask like, do you like grapes? Like in English.
You can say, ¿te gustan uvas? ¿Te gustan uvas? I hear more commonly, ¿te gustan las uvas? Like the fruit or that kind of fruit in general. If you say unas uvas, you are asking for a few grapes here or there. ¿Te gustan unas uvas? So, for example, Anastasia, if I'm going to offer you some grapes, I would say, ¿quieres uvas? ¿Quieres uvas? Or I'll just offer you a few. ¿Quieres unas uvas? For a snack, for example.
Oh, sí, lo pillo.
Edgar, ¿puedes preguntarle a Anastasia?
Anastasia, ¿te gusta el kiwi?
Sí, me gusta el kiwi.
Okay. Muy bien. Anastasia, pregúntale a Miguel.
Miguel, ¿te gusta mango?
Sí, me gusta mango.
Muy bien. Miguel, pregúntale a Edgar.
Dime. Ah, ¿cómo, cómo se en español?
¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice en español?
¿Cómo se dice en español? Fabián, ¿cómo se dice en tu país esta fruta? Perdón, Edgar, ¿cómo se dice en tu país esta fruta?
Se dice melón.
Melón. Entonces, Miguel, puedes preguntarle a Edgar, ¿te gusta el melón?
Edgar, ¿le gusta el melón?
Sí, me gusta el melón.
Ok, muy bien, gracias. Y tenemos a dos nuevos participantes. Fabián, hola. Prende tu micrófono. Y Dimitri, hola, prende tu micrófono. Fabián, Dimitri, haz clic en el micrófono arriba. Ok, muy bien. So in the time that we have left, Miguel, Anastasia, do you have any questions?
No preguntas.
No preguntas. Miguel?
No preguntas.
No preguntas. Okay,
No.
well, I'm going to take this opportunity that I have Edgar here from Panama.
Sí.
And Fabian is here. He is from Mexico, but I can't hear him. Fabian, you need to unmute. Tienes que prender tu micrófono.
Ok.
Ahí estás. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Fabián, ¿me escuchas? Ok. Voy a aprovechar que está Edgar aquí y vamos a tener unos minutos de conversación libre. Just a few minutes of free conversation. ¿Edgardo? ¿Sí?
Sí.
Edgar, perdón, Edgar. Entonces,
Edgar.
Edgar, perdón, Edgar. Ok. Anastasia, ¿tienes alguna pregunta para Edgar?
¿Qué tal? The first question. ¿Qué tal? Edgar, ¿qué tal?
Bien. Bien, ¿y tú? ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias. ¿De dónde eres?
Soy de Panamá. ¿Y tú?
Soy de Kazajistán.
Ok, muy bien. Y Fabián, ¿puedes prender tu micrófono? Parece que... Hola. Fabián, ¿puedes decir hola? No, no lo podemos escuchar a Fabián, lo siento. Ok, Miguel, ¿tienes alguna pregunta para Edgar? ¿O para mí? Do you have any questions for Edgar or for me?
Edgar, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está?
Bien, gracias.
Ok, muy bien. Edgar, ¿De qué parte de Panamá eres?
De Panamá, la ciudad.
Ciudad de Panamá, muy bien. ¿Y en la ciudad de Panamá hace calor o hace frío ahora?
Hace calor, mucho calor.
Mucho calor.
Panamá es un país caliente.
Ajá. ¿Cuántos grados hace en Panamá ahora?
No sé.
Ok, más o menos, ¿tienes idea? 100. Oh, yo tengo en Fahrenheit. Aquí en Minneapolis, Minnesota, hace en centígrados, hace 53 grados Fahrenheit y 12 grados centígrados. No hace mucho calor. Anastasia, ¿quieres hacer una pregunta?
Sí. ¿Cuál es tu color favorito?
¿Para mí?
For you and for Edgar.
Ok. Mi color favorito es azul. Azul. ¿Y Edgar?
Edgar,
Mi
¿cuál es
color
tu
favorito, mi color favorito es el rojo,
El rojo.
¿Por qué?
porque me da mucha seguridad y me da seguridad. Sí.
Ok, muy bien. Y... Miguel, ¿cuál es tu color favorito?
Mi color favorito, rojo.
¿Rojo también? Muy bien, muy
Sí.
bien. Muy bien. Y Anastasia, ¿cuál es tu color favorito?
Mi color favorito es azul.
Azul.
Ah, porque tengo los ojos azules.
Muy bien, porque tienes los ojos azules. Muy bien.
Sí.
So, since you mentioned the colors, let's have a look at them. Let's review the colors quickly. Give me 1 second. There we are. Muy bien. Entonces
Una
tenemos.
pregunta, por favor.
Sí, ¿cuál es tu pregunta?
About the word por qué and porky. For example, like when you ask question, like why, por qué,
Mhm.
it's like a different pronunciation and because, por
Okay.
qué, something like that. But I'm not sure.
I'll show you that in a second. So we have, when we ask why in the question, when it is in a question, the word por qué, it's actually two words. Por qué, pling, pling, pling. So that's why. Por qué, por qué, that's why.
Okay.
See, that's why.
Sí.
And you see that mark on the top of the E? That's an accent mark. And whenever we see that mark on a word, we have an emphasis on that word. So, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? It's two words, but when we say them, you don't say ¿por qué? No, when we speak naturally, it sounds like one word. ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
Yes. But when we answer and the word because in English, it becomes one word. ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
¿Por
Sí.
qué?
¿Por qué?
The pronunciation is the same though. What changes is the emphasis of the word. So in the question we have ¿Por qué te gusta rojo? Why do you like red? The answer is porque rojo me hace fuerte, because red makes me strong.
Strong.
Okay, so let's have a look at, here we are. Let's have a look at the colors, see if we remember how to write them. So we have rojo, yeah, rojo. So what are the letters in rojo, Anastasia?
Red. Ah, okay.
What are the
I should-
letters in rojo? How do we write rojo?
Okay. R-O-J-O.
Good. So, Miguel, could you read the sentence that is below the red square? Miguel, could you please read the sentence that is below the red square?
I don't understand.
So there is a red square, and below there is a sentence. Can you read that sentence, please? It says, el cuadrado es rojo. Can you repeat that sentence, please?
Ah. El cuadrado es rojo.
Good. El cuadrado es rojo. Now we don't have the color. What color is that? ¿Qué color es? ¿Qué color es, Miguel?
Cercos el azul.
Azul. And the shape is círculo. So, el círculo es azul.
El círculo es azul.
El círculo es azul. Muy bien. Let's give the next one to Edgar. How would you describe that, Edgar? ¿Cómo describirías esa forma y color?
El color amarillo es un triángulo.
Ajá. Al revés. El triángulo es amarillo.
El triángulo es amarillo.
Sí, el triángulo es amarillo. And Anastasia, notice how Edward says amarillo and not amarillo.
Sí.
Yeah. So if I use my Argentine accent, I would say amarillo. But most Latin America and Spain, amarillo. Anastasia, next one is for you.
Verde.
And what's the name of this shape?
No sé.
Okay. So how do you ask when you don't know?
Okay. ¿Cómo se dice diamond es español?
Rombo.
Rombo, sí, sí.
Rombo. So what would be the sentence?
¿Cómo se
El rombo es...
El rombo es español.
No, el rombo es verde.
Oh, you mean like this way? Okay. Rombo es verde.
Muy bien. Miguel. ¿Qué color es, Miguel?
El color es azul.
No, no es azul.
No sé.
¿Qué color es, Edgar?
El color es violeta.
Violeta, violeta. Now, in some countries, instead of violeta, they say morado. Morado. So, Miguel, you can choose. You can say violeta or morado. Now, what's the shape? Does anybody know the shape, the name of the shape?
Rectangle?
Pentágono.
Pentágono. Sí.
Okay, so let me show you the names of the colors as well. So some people would say morado.
Sí.
Morado. Like Edgar say, in some countries they would say violeta. Now, there are people out there that they're going to say that morado and violeta are different colors. And then we have púrpura. It's okay. There is variety. Most people, at least here in the United States, learn the color purple as morado. Morado. But there are other countries that use other words. Now, the shape that I'm showing you there is pentágono. Pentágono. Like the famous government building in the United States. Pentágono. So with the word pentágono, Miguel, How would you describe the shape and the color? El pentágono es
el pentágono es violeta.
violeta. Muy bien. ¿El pentágono es violeta o el pentágono es morado? Edgar. Edgar,
Sí,
¿puedes describir la forma y el color?
la imagen es una estrella y es color amarillo.
Uh-huh. Maybe, okay, maybe I need to change it. In your screen might look yellow, but it's meant to be orange. Maybe naranja. Maybe I need to find a better, a darker naranja.
For me,
So-
it's orange.
It looks orange to you, Anastasia?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. So at least one can see it. Naranja. Okay, so la estrella es naranja, and like I said before, in some countries they might say la estrella es anaranjada. Anaranjada. La estrella es naranja o la estrella es anaranjada. Let me find an orange here. Let's see. Un naranja fuerte aquí. We can say naranja. We can also be the name of the fruit, or in some countries, anaranjado. Anaranjado. Sí o sí?
Sí.
Sí, sí. Good. Okay. So, unfortunately, my friend, that's all the time I have for you today. But I'll take a few questions. If you are here, you can ask any questions, or if you're watching the video, feel free to post the questions in the comments, and I will answer them now if I see them, or I can answer them later by the event page. Anastasia, Edgar, or Miguel, do you have any questions? Or anyone watching, you can type your questions in the comments, in the event page, or YouTube. ¿Preguntas?
No preguntas.
No hay preguntas de Anastasia. Miguel, ¿preguntas?
No.
Pling.
No preguntas.
No hay preguntas. Edgar, ¿preguntas?
No, no hay preguntas.
No hay preguntas. Pling. No hay preguntas. Okay. Well, muchas gracias, Anastasia. Gracias, Edgar. Gracias, Miguel. Y gracias a todos. Thank you for everyone watching. And I hope that you can join me some other time for another free Spanish class. If you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to leave a comment with your question, and I'll be happy to answer it. Gracias a todos. Adiós.
Ajá. Gracias.
Gracias.
Hasta pronto.
Adiós.
Gracias.
Adiós.
Adiós.